Should be 150, want a bit more than 120. See, I don't think some people live in the real world. And look, I'm not having an attack on anybody in the chat. But we're talking about... I guess we're going into the Mohamed Salah talk here, by the way, folks. Straight early doors. Think about it this way. Other players in world football that have got to the last year of their contracts, that are either similarly aged, younger... I would have to be similarly aged or younger because I actually don't remember anybody older than Mo would be, have gone for, at the most, 100 million euro. We've seen Harry Kane to Bayern Munich. Previously, we've seen Eden Hazard to Real Madrid. So, I think, personally, and I've said this to you guys for a very long time, I think all this talk of 150, 200 million has always been pie in the sky stuff. For me, the 100 to 120 million bracket is being realistic for Mohamed Salah with a year to go on his deal. I think that's at least a very good jumping off point in a negotiation. And I guess we want to know how you feel about it. If the offer comes in the summer and let's say the player shows some willingness to move on with his career and there's no contract offer coming from Liverpool that either appeals to Mo or hits the numbers that Mo and his rep wants, we have to consider it. As difficult a conversation as it is, but I think 120 million is a very credible opening bid if that's going to be the number in question. You know, we've got to be realistic. We can't just throw stupid numbers out there because we want to. There has to be some semblance of good business in this. And Liverpool are in a bit of a sticky wicket here as well. If we don't sell and Mo dug his heels in, then you're losing them for free. And potentially as soon as the following January, he could sign a deal to go wherever the hell he wanted, and Liverpool couldn't do a thing about it. So it's a balancing act here. You've got to mix between what you want to do and holding your will and also being realistic. So for me, I think 120 is a good jumping off point and certainly not offensive. Like if we were getting an offer of 60 or 70, that would be just ridiculous. So I think for me, and I'm only talking about me here, I think it's a negotiating point. It's a good start. Some Liverpool fans, and I don't believe I'm saying this, but some of you are deluded. He's not worth more than that. How is he worth more than that? Nobody in the history of football at his age has been worth more than that. I don't see how he's worth more than that. We're not going to get 150. Like, people get carried away in the whole nonsense of thinking this isn't real money. It's real, actual human money. And we're talking about 120 million euro, about 107 million pound, maybe 105 million pound for somebody who's going to be 32 with 1 year left on his contract. And people are making out like we're being offered a sandwich and a curly whirly. Like, it's a lot of money. We need to be realistic. Like, we're not in a FIFA video here, lads. This is real money for a player that has 1 year to go and could just stick two fingers up and go, in January I'm leaving for nothing and you can get nothing. So there we go. Yeah, it's you have to take it, in my opinion. If the player doesn't want to agree a deal or we can't agree a deal, the first preference is new deal for me. But I don't see any sign that new deal's been negotiated or any input that it's been negotiated. Craig, I love you so much, but he's worth more than that for the Saudis, the biggest Arab player to pay for an Arab country. Look, I definitely appreciate that aspect of this, 100%. But I don't know much about Arabian people, but I know this much. They're not fools. They're not idiots. They're very clever, astute people. They're going to know the value to the Arab world. But they're also going to know the value of him in market football. And they're also going to know that nobody else is going to pay what they're willing to pay. So, yes, I understand that aspect. And you're spot on. It will be a massive deal. Massive, massive, massive news. Absolutely. But people aren't stupid. You know, they're canny business people. And they're going to know that nobody else in world football is going to be paying what they're going to pay for him. And that they're already probably paying a premium. So I don't see it as being simple as just, well, oh, he's so big in that part of the world, they're going to just throw unlimited amounts of money at it. They know if they so wish, they can get him on a pre-contract in January for free and bring him in a year later. So I think there has to be a balance between expectation and maybe what somebody's willing to pay. So maybe we find somewhere about €130, but I don't think it's going to go much higher than that. If they want him, they need to pay up. Do they? And what if Mohamed Salah says, I'm not going to sign a new deal, I'm not going anywhere, and I'll sign a pre-contract agreement the following January to play for Al Ittihad for free in the summer and Liverpool get nothing? Then what happens? Then we're looking like absolute idiots. It's not, life's not that straightforward, folks. We don't hold all the cards here. I've warned about this for 2 years now, and everybody just laughed at me. Every week that goes by, Mohamed Salah and his hand gets stronger and Liverpool's gets weaker. Every day that gets closer to the last year of his contract, the odds stack up in his favour and against Liverpool, because we have no leverage. In any negotiation, you need leverage. We don't have much leverage when his contract is running down. So there needs to be a balance struck. It's a frozen curly whirly. I've never had a frozen curly whirly. I'd imagine they're nice though. Yeah, I'd imagine a frozen curly whirly would be lovely. I'm going to give that a try. Thank you, Mr. Buffest. Pranav, how are we, dude? Why would Mo want to go to Saudi? Still has a couple of years left in him. I'd offer him a new contract. If he says no, then sell him. Mate, you're preaching to the choir. I'm the same. But I don't see any indications. See, the problem I have, Pranav, right? And this is just my perspective on it. I'm all for giving Mo a new deal, but I would not give him 1 penny of a pay rise, not a cent, because football seems to be this only weird industry where people keep getting better deals, despite the fact that they're falling off. And Mohamed Salah is going to be 32, and with all due respect and the greatest intentions in the world, his best days are behind him. Now, I said his best days. I didn't say he won't have good days. I didn't say he's not a very good player still. But he's definitely going to be on the decline, like anybody at that stage of their footballing career. So we've got to try and strike a balance. And I would give him a new deal in a heartbeat on the same money, but I absolutely would not be giving him a pay increase because I don't find that he deserves a pay increase. That's my opinion on it. What do you think will happen next summer if Alonso's the manager? I am so excited about Alonso coming in. It is, I think, a very sensible and a very emotionally well-connected bridge to get us from God, which is what Jurgen Klopp is to me, to you, I'm sure, and many other. When I say God, no disrespect to anybody who's religious. What I mean is, he's the guy, he's the man, he's the daddy, he's the boss. So we all love Jurgen, and whoever comes in after him was always going to be like, inferior. That's probably the only word I can think of. But Alonso is, in my opinion, just a great bridge for the next incarnation of Liverpool. Would you be surprised if Alonso would be far better coach than Klopp? He's a tactical genius. Well, look, that would be very good. If anybody came in and held them same standards as Klopp, then yes, that would be very good. And Alonso, as I said, I've been trying to watch as many Leverkusen games back now as I can to have a look at how he sets his teams up. And you can certainly see the chess mind working. He just is the guy, in my opinion. There's nobody I would rather have come in to replace Jurgen. I'd obviously rather Jurgen stayed. I think we all would. But now that I'm used to the idea that Jurgen's going to depart at the end of the season, every time I look at Alonso, I just feel like doing this. I do. I won't lie. Every time I look at him, I'm just like, come home, Shabby. Come home.